Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. Good to see y'all. I am doing something today by subscriber request, both on Instagram and on YouTube. Ever since I posted the video of the Keeley Zoma, I've been getting tons of DMs about that video. I'm just asking me like, what's better though? Is the Strymon Flint still kind of like an equal to that? Is it still better than the Zoma? Should I go with the Zoma? Some people just love Robert Keeley and they're like, I'm just getting the Zoma because I don't like Strymon, which is fine too. So a bunch of different things. I'll never sell my Strymon Flint kind of thing. You know, I've had so many different, types of DMs pop in. But initially up front, because you know how I am with this stuff, I hate the like bait and switch, like clickbait where, what's better? And you don't hear it until like at the end of the video. In my opinion, up front, I think they go toe to toe. For years, I've been saying that the Strymon Flint was like my favorite guitar pedal, period. Like I couldn't live without it. And that's having an amp that also has an amazing reverb, and it doesn't have tremolo, but the Bloomfield has an amazing reverb tank. So I don't need a reverb pedal per se, but my other amp, which is right behind me here, does not have reverb or tremolo. So having the Flint or the Zoma, I would be happy as a clam in any situation with that. But I will say, I think that the Zoma is just as good. The Flint has its secondary functions, so does the Zoma. We're not going to talk about any of that stuff today. If you want to, look at that stuff, go back to my previous video on the Zoma where I kind of delve into like the secondary functions where you can switch the order, blah, 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 all that stuff. This is the original Flint. I've had that, oh man, I don't know when I bought that. I might have bought that in 2013 or 14, I think maybe. So I've had it for a while, at least a decade probably. Zoma is pretty new. I just got that about a month or two ago. But let's just kind of compare, like, if you don't have an amp, or if you have an amp that does not have reverb, does not have tremolo, these pedals, which one's right for you? I don't know. You'll have to listen, figure out the sonics of what you think your ears kind of lean into. But for me, I put the Zoma on my board in place of the Strymon Flint recently. I will just put that out there. So we're gonna look at the plate and the spring reverb on the Flint and the Zoma. I also have the Hydra here. Maybe we'll get into that. Maybe I'll kind of compare that with the Zoma a little bit. I don't want to make this video too long because it's just reverb and trem. So we'll do the plate and the spring reverb, and we'll do the bias tremolo and the harmonic tremolo so you can hear the similarities, differences between those two. That's it. Got the Strat. We're going into the 2 Rock Bloomfield Drive. We are on the clean channel. It's pretty clean as a whistle. There's no verb. I turn the verb all the way down the amp. Here we go. All right, let's start with the spring reverb on the Flint because that's the first one I bought. Gonna bring the mix up just a little bit. Okay, now the Zoma. All right, let's crank that mix up about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way. check, both have amazing spring reverbs. Now let me, I'm gonna leave the mix where it is, and let me jump over to the Hydra. I'll show you the Hydra versus the Flint, because there's some more parameters that you can mess with the Hydra. So here we go. I'm going to turn the decay almost all the way up on the Flint. All right, I'm going to turn the dwell up on the Hydra. All right, cool. And the Hydra also has a color knob, which also exists on the Strymon, so you can kind of brighten it up. So check this out. So you can see, I mean, the Hydra also competes extremely well with the Flint. There's a little bit more shape and tone, like shaping up front, like just knobs up front. The Zoma can do this stuff too with secondary functions where you can like make the trails brighter or darker, all that stuff. But for the Hydra, it's not as complicated as people think. I think if you're sleeping on the Hydra, maybe don't. Maybe check that out too. All right, so let's switch over to the plate. Excuse me, I've been sick. That's why I haven't posted a lot of videos lately. All right, let's switch over to the plate. Here we go. On the Zoma. Again, Sounds great to me. Both of them sound amazing. All right, let's crank up the plate on the Zoma and crank up the mix on the Flint. All right, let's hop on over to the Hydra. All right, so obviously, I think any three of these reverb pedals is going to get you an amazing, amazing sound. All right, now let's switch over. Let's go to the bias tremolo and harmonic tremolo. We'll start with the Flint on this side. Here we go. My bad. This is the harmonic tremolo. That's my fault. All right, cool. Let's check out this tremolo over here. So this is the Hydra. So, something that I noticed here. The Flint kind of has a little bit more throb in the harmonic trem. That's the only thing I can notice, but I mean that's kind of tweakable. So, you know, as far as is it better? I don't know if it's better. It's got a little bit more throb to it. All right, let's go over to the bias tremolo. Sounds great to me. Both of them sound awesome. All right, so let's go over to the tremolo circuit. Here is the, let's go to the, yeah, this is the bias tremolo on that. I don't know. I mean, I think the Flint has a little bit more of it's hard to say. So within the tremolo side of things, I think the Flint has a little bit more throb in the harmonic tremolo, but the bias tremolo is pretty specifically the same as what's going on in the Zoma and the Hydra. Now, what I like about the Hydra too is I usually run that with my expression pedal. So I'm usually kind of controlling that speed with my foot too. So like the harmonic tremolo on that, I try to use it almost like a univibe. So it can get that really soupy kind of like, you know, sweep. But, you know, honestly, like these all feel like they're doing the job perfectly fine. And I think the Zoma, like I said, I think that goes toe to toe with the Flint. And I would say the same thing about the Hydra. Like, don't be concerned about this stuff in terms of like parameters of changing things. Like, it's very easy. Like, all you have to do is press down this color knob to kind of switch between modes. So it's not difficult to navigate whatsoever. Both of them obviously work, you know, that you can have both tremolo and reverb together. So real quick, just to kind of back these off. The Flint's friggin' great, man. It's a great pedal. It still is a great pedal. I'm not discounting that at all. I think the Zoma is just as good, and I don't think you should sleep on that. And this also, too, I will say, I ran vocals through this about a week or so ago, and it sounded awesome. Like the reverb, the plate reverb in here, going through the microphone into my DAW sounded splendid. So check it out, man. I mean, the Zoma's awesome. It's cheaper than the Flint, I believe. I'm pretty sure it is. And Keely's just crushing it this year, too. He's really doing some amazing stuff. So definitely check this one out. If you are a Flint lover, I get it. I am, too. I love this one, too, though. I love the Zoma. I love the Hydra. I love the Flint. I'm glad I have all three of these because I can put them, one's on an acoustic board, and then one is on my board that's like specifically the Strat board, and one is on a board that's specifically for humbuckers. So I've got three amazing reverb tremolo units I can use. Perfectly happy with all of them, regardless of which spot they're in, on which board they're on. So anyway, this video went too long. Surprise, surprise, it's me. But anyway, take care of yourself, take care of each other. I'll see you next time.